Hello and welcome back to another Writerly Witterings with me, Michael Jex, the tea drinking author. And today is a quick talk on milestones. There's a number of reasons why. The first is that all of last weekend, when I would normally have been thinking about recordings, I was organising the Crime Writers Association conference down in Torquay, and it went enormously well. We turned up on Friday, had a fizzy drink and nibbles reception in the Torquay Museum, where they've got a wonderful display of Agatha Christie memorabilia, especially things to do with Poirot, because the TV series that starred, sorry, I've got a dog walking underneath me now, starred David Suchet. Suchet gave a lot of the props to the Torquay Museum because Torquay is where Agatha Christie was born and spent a lot of her life. So we spent an evening at the museum. Then on Saturday I had speakers from the police, from Border Force, and an ex-policeman who's also been a drug dealer and been arrested and spent a lot of time in jail, but is a delightful character. And he actually won over the entire audience. Andy Costello, look him up, he's a very interesting guy, and he's done a superb book called Boxing Clever, which is one of my favourite books, favourite memoirs of all time by anybody who's been in the police. So that was good, and then afterwards a lot of the members went on a guided tour of Agatha Christie's house at Greenway, just outside Torquay. So that was all good, and then Sunday we had a briefing from the Society of Authors. Thank you very much to Sarah Burton. And then a fairly lengthy discussion about e-books and self-publishing. So it was a very good weekend, an extremely enjoyable time. Everybody has been coming up to me since and saying how much they enjoyed the gala dinner on Saturday night. And I look forward to many more CWA conferences, but not necessarily organising them myself. However, it did mean that this week has been rather busy because Monday I spent mostly trying to recover. Tuesday, Wednesday, I've been involved in trying to review a couple of books that are due to be published today. I'm very glad to say that I succeeded in that ambition. And the first of the reviews, which is for The Fields by Erin Young, who's the writer who wrote about The Brethren with the pseudonym of Robin Young. But she's brought out a modern day thriller, which I think is going to be a classic. Really good book, superb creative writing, superb characters, excellent atmosphere, everything about it is superb. So, there's that. But I thought it would be good to have a little bit of a chat today because there's some milestones hit. First and foremost, I've had over 1 million views. There's 1 million, roughly 1,080,000 views of different videos, and I've got 10,000 subscribers. Now this astonishes me because most of my YouTube channel is all about fountain pens of different types and pencils and writing paper and inks, and that's pretty much it. And I wouldn't have expected there would be quite so many people who are interested in my ramblings about such things, but there are. And I just wanted to say thanks to all of you because you make creating videos worthwhile. I've been thinking about what else to do as well as books. On my Patreon site, it is very much really focused on my life as a writer. It's nothing to do with fountain pens. What I'm planning to do is, as I do more reviews on the YouTube channel, I'm going to be trying to put additional photos and additional items up on Patreon for the people who are interested. So there'll be a little bit more background to what I'm reviewing, why I'm reviewing it, what I like about things, what I don't like about things, and more photos actually up on Patreon. Because I think sometimes photos can give you a bit more of a story than trying to rattle through a quick review. Oh look, this is a pen, isn't that nice? Having a decent photo of it close up so you can see the things I'm talking about might be more useful. So that's one thing I'm thinking about. Let me know what you reckon on that. I'm also going to be putting up a couple of new tiers as soon as I can get round to it, where I'm going to be looking at giving more support and guidance for people who want it, for either creative writing or business writing. So there'll be tiers focused much more on a small number. Isn't it typical that you get a phone call when you least expect it? See you in a mo. So apologies for that slight interruption. That was a delightful chap calling me from Sotheby's because he wants to talk about my old watch, which is going to be going up there very shortly by courier, and then it's going to get sold, which is very sad, but it's also very sensible. Anyway, returning to things of much more interest. Yes, I have been really fascinated by the way that this channel has taken off. I want to say thanks ever so much to all those people on Patreon who have been supporting me for the last few months, and also to all of you who have subscribed on YouTube, because it makes it so much more pleasant when I know that I'm making videos for people who are actually watching. That's very interesting. I'm going to be hopefully getting hold of some more inks before too long. I want to try to get hold of some Artisan Pastelier inks from Cult Pens. I'm going to be trying out a number of other inks from Diamine, hopefully. I've also got 4 notebooks which I have to talk about. They're all up there on the standing desk. And I'm hoping that I'm going to get my hands on some new pens before very long rather. So there's a lot going on, really. And then at the same time I have these other ideas that I'll be pursuing on Patreon and potentially on Audible. Because that's one other thing I've got to do, is have a look at all the books which are not currently audio books, and then see how I can get them recorded and put them up myself. But of course all these things take second place really compared to the main job, which is writing novels, and I have 2 I've got to write this year. So another thing that I will be looking at is the different ways of getting plots sorted and writing books. So I'm going to be reviewing again my free write, which I think is now 5 or 6 years on, looking at Scrivener, because I keep hearing from people how complicated it is and how difficult, and I don't understand that. I don't find it is. And then Aeon Timeline, or Aeon Timeline, A-E-O-N Timeline, which I've been assessing for a couple of weeks, which hasn't been easy, what with working towards the conference and so on, but it is such an interesting bit of software. I think I might have to do a YouTube video just on Timeline itself, because it is a great benefit, I think, to most writers. And it doesn't matter whether you're a fiction writer, non-fiction writer, whatever you're writing, it seems to give you a lot of flexibility and assistance in how you put things down. I did try Aeon Timeline version 1 many years ago. I paid the 20 odd quid for it and tried it for quite a few years, but I really could not get on with it. I didn't like the front end and how it appeared on the screen. It didn't make logical sense to me. The latest version, Timeline 3, is much more intuitive, much easier to look at, much easier to understand even. So there's those good things, and I think that's pretty much it. I'm absolutely flabbergasted to see how many people have watched these videos. 1,080,000 is stunning, and 10,000 subscribers. What can I say apart from thanks ever so much to all of you? And here's hoping that before too long I'll be up to 2 million views and 20,000 subscribers, or even more, you never know. Thanks a lot. Do please put in the comments down the bottom any ideas you've got for other things you'd like me to talk about, other things you'd like me to look at, because really this channel isn't just all about me, it's all about you, and I'm very keen to make sure that I get all the things that you want here. So thanks a lot for watching, thanks a lot for your attention, and I'll speak to you in a week's time. hopefully with a review probably next week on some more notepads, some Sylvine and a couple of others which look really interesting. Thanks a lot, and bye for now.